All right guys, we are out here in the shop and we are going to start doing this shelf build. The weather outside is just crazy. It's 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The temperature is in the mid 60s, but throughout today it's going to drop back down into the 30s and get cold again. So perfect day to work in the shop here and get the shelf built done so I can finish up some other things in here. I don't know if we'll get to it in this video, but I do plan on doing my workbench either today or tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll make a separate video on that or not. It depends on how this shelf build goes. Still don't have a complete plan on what I want to do with this, so it's gonna kind of just be winging it as we go. So there might be some mess ups, you know, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now I have to leave this 2x4 1.5 inches past this post because of the 2x10 header at the top is up against this post on this side. So it leaves it 1.5 inches out. So I got to make sure I leave this out, otherwise it won't be plumb. Same thing over here. All right guys, got this cavity all filled up 2x4s. Next step would be insulation, which I do not have. You have to run to the hardware store and grab some. Probably just for this area for now, because it is somewhat expensive right now. I don't know if it'll ever fall. Who knows with these lumber prices and building material prices. But that I definitely want to get insulated before I put the shelves up. That way it's not so hard to insulate that area. As far as sheeting, I'm not gonna do anything right now. That stuff just jumped up another $5 a sheet, so it went from 15 to back to $20 a sheet, and it's just not worth it right now. I was kind of thinking about maybe finishing these last 4 cavities right here, framing them up at least, get that done, because the 2x material isn't too bad right now, so I might just go ahead and push and do that. But as far as shelf goes, I'm gonna go get the insulation right now, and then we'll continue on the shelf build. This will probably roll into tomorrow. Today's Saturday, because the time I get the insulation and get back, I've got to take one of my kids to soccer. So the weekends are pretty jam-packed right now with soccer games. But for right now, I'm gonna head to the probably, I don't know, Menards or something like that. They seem to be the cheapest right now on anything. So I'll run there, grab the insulation, and I'll meet you guys back right here. Okay guys, we are back from the lumber yard. I got my couple rolls of insulation. I only got 2 of them. It is about $25, and I'll need 1.5 of these rolls to complete 1 cavity. So for now I just got these 2, that way I can get this up, then move on with this shelf build. And I am kind of double thinking it here. If I really want to make this shelf all the way up to the ceiling or just up to the height of the loft. So, you know, that being said, you know, I have 12-foot 2x4s. It'll take me all the way up. Anything I put on the very top shelf anyhow, I'm gonna have to use a ladder. So, you know, that's the only, you know, non-benefit of this shelf. But, you know, if I put stuff up here I don't get often, that's fine. So I think I might just go to the ceiling, but I just work through it here and see what happens. All right, let's get this insulation up. All right, guys, we are back out here in the garage. It's been a couple days. I really haven't done a whole lot since we put the insulation up here. Just haven't had time. Kids, my oldest being in driver's ed and all that stuff. I don't have a whole lot of time in the evening to do too much. So we're gonna do a little bit more tonight. Maybe we'll get it finished, maybe we won't. First thing I gotta do is I gotta install a 2x4 here so I can finish getting this insulation wrapped up here. And then we're gonna rip down the plywood down to 2 foot and cut our 2x4s at 8 foot, and then we'll need some 2 foot sections just to build the actual deck of the shelf. So let's get at that. Okay, now I got 4 2x8-foot pieces of plywood cut. That'll make 4 shelves. I know I need 1, 2, at the minimum 3. I'll make the 4th one up. Now we just need to cut the 2x4s. The shelves are going to be 8 foot long, so I got 10-foot 2x4s. So I'll cut it 8 foot, then the remainder will be the 2 foot on the ends. So I'll need 2 10-footers, and I'll measure 8 foot, and then I'll have enough to build 1 shelf out of 2 10-footers. So let's get at that. All right, so now we got our 8-footers and our 2-foot pieces that go on the end. I messed up a little bit. I got to cut 3 inches off these 8-footers. That way, when I put these on the end, it'll be exactly 8 foot as far as, so it'll match up to the plywood. So let's go ahead and cut the 3 inches off each one of these, and then we'll put this together. And then once I get this shelf built, then we'll figure out what we're gonna do on the shelf. All right, let's go ahead and get this first shelf together, and then we'll do 3 more, get these all built, and then we'll get our uprights cut and figure out how we're gonna space these apart. I'm thinking about the first one being 4 foot, so I can slide some taller stuff underneath of it. Then the next 3 will have 2 foot in between them. That should be plenty. So let's get this first one built, and we'll go through it. So let's get it done. Okay, that's the first one. You know, it's 2 foot by 8 foot long. Now I'll go in, it's hanging over just a fuzz right here. I will just trim that off with the saw. Same thing right here. Not a big deal. You know, it's, I mean, it's not even. So I'll go ahead and finish the other 3, get those all done, and then we'll go ahead and move on and see, get these uprights measured, get those installed, and get the first shelf in, so we kind of know where we're at on things, and then we'll figure out the spacing of the shelves. So let's go ahead and get the rest of these built. I'll tell you on some time lapse, and then I'll meet you on the other side. Okay guys, This is the final day out here. We are going to go ahead and get this shelf built done. I know it's been a few days, actually a couple weeks that we've been working on this. It's just the time frame that it took to do this and the time that I had just didn't correlate with each other. So that being said, we're going to finish it up, get the shelves up, and get the support stilts on each side of the shelf, and that'll be it, and I'll show you. So let's get to work. All right, first thing I want to do is measure the height of my first shelf, which is going to be the height of my smoker. So it is about 45 inches. So I want to come up around 45 inches, make a mark, and I'll just put some temporary blocks on there so I can get the shelf up on it and get it screwed to the wall. So let's go ahead and get those on. That'll give us something to lean that shelf up against. They may not be perfectly level, but like I said, it's just there to help us get the shelf up and get it screwed to the wall. And I'm just going to use this this 2x4 here to screw in the front of it, just all, you know, temporary support. Shift the shelf this way a little bit because the loft is actually sticking past by 2 inches or so, or 3. So I got to make sure that this shelf lands just outside that, so I can put my 2 support posts here. Probably the easiest way is just to go ahead and get the 2 uprights in. That way they'll be right for down here. So let's get those. Okay, now I got my block set for the next shelf at 21 inches. I'll probably just go 21 inches all the way up through. That's tall enough. I was thinking about doing 2 foot, but I want to land at the same height as my loft with 1 shelf. And that's all I have for right now. I'll put this one in and then the next one, and that'll be complete for right now. If I feel that I need 1 more shelf above that, I'll install it. If not, this is the way it'll be. So let's get at putting this shelf in, and then we'll get the next one, and then we'll be complete with this shelf build. Let's get at it. There we go. All right, so it's 3 shelves. If I feel like doing another one, I don't think I need one, but if I start accumulating more stuff, I put a 4th shelf up there and I will have plenty of storage space. This is why I went high on this first one, so I can get stuff like my smoker, that's the porta tank, table saw, generator, all that stuff up underneath there and out of the way of the floor. So I got to get the scale and stuff. I'll put that on the shelf to get that off the floor, and some more of these cans back here. So that will help definitely eliminate stuff on the floor space. Now the next thing I got to do is bring my power line down to my outlet so I can get all these outlets powered up, so I can get that all charged up in an area to put all my battery chargers for my drills and stuff. That'll probably go on the shelf, because I only use that probably once a year, that leaf blower. And then these shop vacs and stuff like that. And then the bench will go right from the edge of this all the way around. And then that'll give me plenty of workbench space. So I think this worked out pretty good. The only thing I'm a little disappointed with is that right there. It's not even with it, but that's okay. That's not going to bother me too much. Now with that extra support right there, I might be able to take this is just temporary, this 2x6 here, out, and we'll see if how strong that 2x6 is with that loft there. So I might be able to get away from not having to put a post there, but that span is probably, I don't know, 14 feet. That's a lot for a 2x6. So I don't know. I'll probably end up putting a support there just to be safe. And then maybe I can just put a bench grinder or something on that post. Definitely utilize it for sure. All right, guys. If you like this build, give me a thumbs up. And if you see something I did wrong, or maybe I can add to this or anything like that, throw me a comment below. So as far as the shelf build in the shop, I say that's complete for now. If we have to add to it, then so be it. But definitely smash that like button if you like it. And if you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. I'll catch you guys on the next one.